Welcome back to Backpacking TV. I'm your host, Eric Hansen. Today I have special guest with me, Chef Corso of Monte Boca. And if you have been around on this channel, you know that I have some serious love for peanut butter. So today we are going to be talking about meals and things for the trail that involve peanut butter, which makes me incredibly excited for today's episode. Before we get into the video, I would like to ask a quick favor to subscribe to our channel here. Make sure you be willing to give us that thumbs up as the video goes along. And Chef Steve Corso, tell us a little bit about yourself and then what we're going to be learning here today.
Absolutely. So I'm head chef and founder of Monte Boca, and Monte Boca is a company and community that I founded to help us do this, eat well outdoors. I'm a backpacker and a camper, and I love going outside, but I noticed that the meals were a little dry and not really that satisfying. So yes. I'm also a classically trained chef, so I put my chef hat on and took my knife out onto the trail, and I started testing recipes. So we're going to cover a couple great backpacker friendly recipes today, focusing on peanut butter for you, and we're going to make pad thai and also peanut butter and jelly grits.
So I've even explained it on this channel before, pad thai recipes that I have used, but I can already tell that his take is gonna have a lot more flair, a lot more flavor, and probably be lighter and easier too. And then for the grits, well, that's just gonna blow my mind. Never tried that on the trail. Let's break it down.
Let's do it. So we've got two burners here today, but talking about peanut butter, and peanut butter or nut butter, if you do have a peanut allergy, is a great ingredient you can take along on the trail for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, because it is high calorie, super satisfying, high in fat, whole bunch of great positives. So you could easily take the jar, which I know you do, and just stick your finger in there.
You've watched a few videos around here. I literally eat full jars on a backpacking trip.
And that's a great option to take along. But also, packets are really handy as well. And these are very available in the grocery store for both just peanut butter, nut butter, hazelnut, chocolate, all kinds of really cool options that are just fit really nicely in your pack. But then lastly, this has actually become way more available in the last few years, which is peanut butter powder or nut butter powder. For all those keto folks out there, it's a really great ingredient you could add to your smoothies at home, but outdoors, you can actually use it as an ingredient to make sauces or add some really great texture and protein.
That's something I'm excited about. I've never used that before, and I can't wait to actually taste it and see how it performs.
Nice. So we are going to go ahead and get going. We're going to kind of cook side by side here. You've got the peanut butter and jelly grits over here with our MSR Pocket Rocket with about a 1/2 liter stove, and then I've got a 2.5 liter pot over here to make our pad thai. So first off, let's get our water boiling, and I've got a lighter here for you.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you. And what we actually have here today is just cornmeal. It's just a box of cornmeal. It's like $3, $4, $5. And I've got, I don't know, 2-3 cups, which would easily last me multiple days on the trail, but we're only gonna need around, a 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup for our batch here today.
So this could go for a full trip.
Go for a full trip for sure.
Cool.
So,
just waiting for this to boil?
Just waiting for that to boil. And then what we're gonna put in there is whatever peanut butter you want to choose today, then also some jam. So you could easily pack in, a jar or a container of your favorite jam, whether that's strawberry, raspberry, or grape, whatever is your fancy. But I also love to kind of find some interesting ingredients around town, around the diner. Yep. So I found some jam packets at the diner, and so we've got strawberry and grape.
The local diner classic.
If you want to include those, but they're really great and packable.
Yeah,
really great and packable. So that's boiling. So let's go ahead and turn it down a little bit, and then we can go ahead and start to add our cornmeal.
Give it a stir.
Yep. Go ahead and add a little bit more. And what Eric's doing over here is he's adding a spoonful or a 1/4 cupful at a time, and then he's stirring it because it does have a tendency to clump up a little bit.
About 3 of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's do one more.
Oh.
Chef changed his mind.
Chef says One more, okay.
But what we're looking for, this should cook up in less than 5 minutes. So turn that burner down to a nice little simmer if you can, or at least a medium.
Okay.
And we're gonna let that hydrate.
It's pretty low. No one's
It's looking pretty good. So while he's stirring, I'm gonna go ahead and get my noodles going. So these are just rice noodles, some nice thick rice noodles that I found at the Asian grocery store, but they're available at most grocery stores now. And I love these as a change up from the standard ramen, but they're super lightweight, can last multiple days in your pack.
Those are great to cook with and carry with on the trail.
Absolutely. So we're just looking for these to start to hydrate. It looks like there's a lot in here, but they'll eventually all get in the pot here.
Okay, how are we doing over here? I think this is looking good.
Looking good? How's that consistency?
It tastes, to me, it tastes right.
So what we're looking for is that cornmeal or grits to get all nice and hydrated, nice and creamy. You can always add a little bit more water too, but I think it's time to PB&J it up.
Okay, PB first?
It's your bowl.
I'm going for it.
You could even go PB sandwich. So you go PB jam, then more PB, but hey.
We are living the high life here. That's what I want to do.
And so my noodles are hydrating nicely. They're coming along. They're about halfway there.
Try not to cross-contaminate too much. So I just put in 2 heaping spoonfuls of peanut butter.
Nice.
I am definitely a peanut butter lover, so I will probably add more, but this is my first time making it, so I'm a little unsure. So we're just gonna start a little conservatively.
And then what kind of jam are you gonna throw in yours?
Oh man.
Well, I think we have strawberry or grape at the moment today.
Oh, okay.
Is raspberry your favorite?
You know, how'd you know? Raspberry is my favorite, but I think, can I go for a blend?
You can.
I think I want to go for a blend.
That sounds great.
Both strawberry and grape. Use both my packets up here.
Awesome. So I think you're good. Go ahead and throw that jam in there.
Okay.
So this is the fun part about cooking outside, is finding rocks, finding stumps, but it's also really fun to cook with your trail buddies.
I think that's always one of the best parts about backpacking, is just finding, just an opportunity to bond with people. And obviously we've always bonded over food. It's kind of an overlooked aspect of backpacking, is food on the trail. So I love bonding over this here with you.
And for these packets, they're really handy packing, but they're also really easy for you to forget at your lunchtime spot or at your camp spot. So always make sure that you pack these out. Really, really important.
We always want to practice leave no trace, leaving nothing behind, no micro trash, nothing big. So I do appreciate that, Chef Corso.
So how are we looking?
That's looking good. It looks creamy and heavenly in there.
Nice. I think you're ready. How does it taste?
That's the real trick, right?
That's a very good sound.
Yeah. That is satisfaction in a bowl right there.
Good. I'm glad that meets your tough peanut butter critic over there.
I do have a high threshold for my peanut butter bar here. So this is amazing.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that's good. It's only about 4 ingredients if you count water, and weight it is like just a couple ounces too. So really easy packet recipe.
And how much caloric value would there be for something like this?
So it depends on how many nuts or how much peanut butter that you add. Could always keep going and add more, but that's going to be a really healthy, satisfying meal for at least 300 to 500 calories.
This is a really, that's amazing, that's great. And this is a really interesting flavor profile, because I haven't mixed peanut butter and jelly with cornmeal before.
Oh,
so
nice.
This is tasting really good.
Good. I'm glad you like it. So while Eric has been concocting his perfect peanut butter and jelly bowl, our noodles are done over here. So nice and soft. So the question next is, so we do have some residual water here that we do need to get rid of. And speaking about leave no trace, is what do I do with this? Do I throw it in on the tree over here? No, it's not a good idea. So I need to dispose of it. Is either you can reserve it in a bowl for later, or you can just drink it. So it sounds a little bit weird, but there's actually some nice carbohydrates. There's some calories in here. So I'm just going to get rid of a little bit of our water and go for it.
Go for it.
It is hot. And I think for the sake of our outdoor cooking session here today, I'm just going to reserve it in one of our bowls here. But I do need to reserve just a little bit of water in here to help us with our sauce. So we're going to...
Just as a side note, this would be my impression, and we could research this potentially a little bit on the side, but a technique that I've used if you do not like the sound of drinking that water is you can dig a hole 6 to 8 inches deep and treat it essentially like you would human waste, but you're burying it in the ground, so it's not going to be creating a scent that animals are going to come for, and it is a safe and it is within the guidelines of leave no trace principles. If that is not something you want to be drinking that rice water tea.
Yeah, for sure. Really good option as well. So we've got our base noodles here, so it's time to make it into pad thai. So we need to make our sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and use our peanut butter powder here today. And for our batch here, which probably is a good 2 or 3 portions full, we'll probably add about a half to a quarter cup of our peanut butter powder. We're going to add a little bit of ginger powder.
Oh, nice.
Easily use some fresh ginger too, but this is just easy packing. And then another one of my favorite backpacking ingredients, coconut milk powder.
Ooh, that's smart.
So it's going to
be real fine in there.
So that's going to give us a great Thai flavor experience, and also some handy sriracha to give us some color and some spice. And of course, you need a sriracha keychain.
I am a big fan of backpacking with sriracha. Basically, if ever you have a bland meal, which you don't, but if you ever having a bland meal out there on the trail, sriracha, carrying a little bit with you like that, great way to kick up your meal.
So we've got all of our ingredients in here for our base sauce, but also some things to think about. This is the base option, but you could easily go a lot of different directions for this. But for overall protein options, you could easily take some pre-packaged, pre-cooked tofu, the classic chicken packets, really handy.
Everybody loves backpacking those.
Maybe even a tuna packet, because you're taking that along for a little seafood experience, or a Spam single.
Spam.
Because that's exactly...
Did not see that coming.
Because that's exactly what we need more of. Spam in a single. But up to you. I have tested this just by itself. It's frankly not that bad. There's some good calories, good salt, and good protein in here, but it's up to you if you want to go Spam pad thai.
That's fun. I like that.
So my burner is coming back up to a simmer, and I'm just gonna stir.
I like your natural chopsticks, by the way.
We've got some nice campy chopsticks here that I whittled right before this. Oh boy.
That's looking real creamy. That came together pretty quick right there.
Yeah, so once those noodles are all done and our sauce is all on there, it cooks up in just a minute or two to get a nice coat on those noodles. And then vegetables.
We just add them straight in. We need to cut them up. Well, let's cut them up.
We'll cut them up here. So
Yeah.
let's do a little bit of red pepper on here. I'll just cut them straight in here with my knife. So do a nice little red pepper strips and a nice little green onion. Nice.
Like that.
Get a little bit of color, a little bit of garnish on there. And I think one thing for a lot of trail meals or a lot of backpacker meals is they lack texture and they lack crunch and they lack some of that freshness. And so to be able to add some of these fresh vegetables that will last for multiple days on the trail is just a really great thing to pack along. Maybe a couple more snap peas.
Oh yeah,
That
gotta
sounds
have
kinda
those snap
good.
peas. Yep. So yeah, I think vegetables, fresh
Thank you.
vegetables, is something that is fairly counterintuitive for backpackers because we're always thinking we have to use only dehydrated things. And like I've had the experience of doing it, and I'm glad that you are sharing that as well, that You know, if you're only going for, 3 or 4 days, it's easy to take fresh vegetables with you.
It's easy to take fresh veggies with you. They're really easy packing, and a lot of them are actually very low in weight. You know, maybe you don't take 4 sweet potatoes on every trip. You can take sweet potatoes outside and they cook up pretty well,
Yeah.
but not every trip warrants that much weight. But if a pepper, a few snap peas, a little bit of green onion, and maybe even packing a lime. And this lime not only is going to give us a lot of really great freshness, but really finish off our sauce for some nice acidity to go with our creaminess and our little bit of spiciness that we've already got in there. And, I think we just eat out of the bowl.
I love it. Let's do that. I'm going to clean up my spoon just a tiny bit here. You go ahead. You have that bite.
I'm ready.
Gotta get some good veggies on there. Mwah.
Really creamy, nice and warm too. Really great meal to have after a long day, once it starts to get a little bit chilly.
That has a really satisfying texture, and I love the lime on that. It really
Nice.
gives it a nice zing.
And one thing you can also add to this, we did keep this a little bit low on salt, but adding a little bit of salt in here on the top, or a little bit of fish sauce too, will really help this out a lot too.
It does, to me, it doesn't feel like it needs it. It already has something good to me, but there are salt lovers out there, so
Yeah.
good to know the options. I think you did a better job than any pad thai I've ever made in the backcountry. I've made some good ones, but Chef Corso, you hit that one out of the park.
Well, great. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. This is pad thai just seems to always make it in the meal plan, just because
Absolutely.
it's so good. It's fun to eat noodles outside. There's just something really satisfying about them.
So obviously, this is a take on a classic. There's lots of pad thai backpacker meals out there. This is way more exciting. You have a lot more in your whole recipe book. What else can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this is part of our Classics Elevated series, which is classic backpacker meals, trying to match that flavor profile with real ingredients, but still be fast and easy. But we have over 175 trail-tested recipes all online. Most are free with a quick, easy download. But also check us out on YouTube at Chef Corso, Instagram at Monty Boca, and Facebook at Elevate Your Meals.
Well, that solves a big problem for many of us out there of just having boring, bland, non-exciting meals. You certainly solve that, and I love what you've done here today with pad thai and the peanut butter grits, taking a twist on a favorite of mine, just a simple jar of peanut butter. So I love it. I'm going to take these with me into the future. What do you think? Would you try any of these pad thais or grits on the trail yourself? Leave a comment, leave a question. Make sure you hit up Steve Corso at all of his websites and YouTubes and Instagrams that he's listed. We'll have those links below. Make sure that you're subscribed here to Backpacking TV. Give us that thumbs up. We hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Eric. This is Chef Corso. We'll see you on the trail.